Technical difficulty there. There we go. Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. We are here and we are ready to go. This is almost probably one of the greatest days, right? Right before the tournament starts. To me, it's like that feeling of Christmas Eve today. Just waiting for tomorrow. You wake up and you're just getting a great day of probably one of the greatest days of college basketball. So, man, today's such a great day. It's my Christmas Eve today. Tomorrow's Christmas. Can't wait to wrap or open those presents that are wrapped. But man, we are all excited and ready to go today. We're going to kind of go over real quick how we've been doing so far in March, what we're looking like there, go into our tournament bracket, and we'll do a full bracket breakdown for today for the tournament, all the way down to picking a winner for the tournament. So we've got a great show today. Let's just get right into it to start. No reason to mess around, no reason to wait around. Let's just get right into the show. All right, looks like there might be some technical difficulties, but anyways, we're here, we're ready to go. So let's go, just get right into it. So first things first, when we start every single show, let's put up that record. Currently, all time plus 43.75 units there. NBA 42.33, college basketball 186, 145 and 3. So college basketball, we are currently plus 39.3 units on the season for college basketball. We love that. Solid season. Wish we could have been at least like plus 50 units for the season, but hey, we've got time to make up some here for the tournament. Let's see if we can get like 10 units out of this tournament. I would love to end that. NBA has just been kind of consistent there, plus 7.32 units in the NBA. College football ended up negative there. NFL was only 0.1 unit. MLB, again, 3-0, plus 4.07 units there. So that not too much to go into that right now. But really today is all about college basketball. Funny enough, we do have an NBA betting strategy pick. NBA betting strategy is 21-19 on the season. So tracking that progress all season. Real quick, just to give that one out for today's play, is going to be Rockets minus 1.5. That's play for the NBA betting strategy. But here we are, college basketball and everything in general, plus 43.75 units on our all-time record. It's time. We're not going to waste any time. Let's just get right into filling out this bracket. Probably, again, best part of March, man. Best part of March Madness here. So let's pull up. We got a fresh, clean sheet here, courtesy of ESPN, and going to just fill out this bracket game by game. Every single game, give a quick little analysis, talk about what's going on there with those. Really don't need to spend a lot of time on some of these. I mean, of course, there could always be an upset, but some of them, we're not going to be picking too many 16-over-1 seeds. It's just not that often and common. Let's start out over here in the East region. Duke, Siena. No reason to really pick Siena. Again, though, I've talked about Siena a lot during the season. I like this Siena team. If anyone's been here on the show, you know how much I like this Siena team. They ended up winning their conference tournament. Not a big surprise here. But anyways, just against Duke, that's a tough one. Next one, Ohio State, TCU. I know TCU's got some great wins on the season. I just feel like Ohio State is playing a little bit better ball right now. So we'll take Ohio State for that one. St. John's, Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa, nice win with their conference tournament there. St. John's team overall. Look, we're not going to let Reese bias what these teams have done dictate what we do for our bracket. Just because St. John's wins the Big East tournament, it's like, oh, do we take them all the way? I don't know, but we'll just kind of play it as we get to it. But St. John's over Northern Iowa. Very interesting game here, right? Cal Baptist 25-8, Kansas 23-10. We don't know what we're getting with Darren Peterson. I mean, it's been very inconsistent. Is the chemistry going to be there? Just kind of looking at what these teams have done, right? Cal Baptist is decent. I mean, of course, 0-1 against any top 25. They haven't really played anybody. We get that. We know. Okay, there we go. Should be good. Had some technical difficulties. Looks like StreamYard is kind of giving me a little bit of issues, but that's how I get through it. So, Kansas Cal Baptist, we were just talking about. Yeah. I know Peterson is a great player. Kansas, just for some reason, seems like they've got a lot of faults this season. I'm picking Cal back with an upset, 13 over the 40. Next one, Louisville, South Florida. Everyone's seen Mikel Brown with Louisville. He's out for the first couple of rounds at least. Look, I picked Louisville to win the ACC tournament, thinking that Mikel Brown was going to play. Didn't have any confirmation on that. Got it late. It is what it is. We have him to win the ACC. Didn't pan out. I don't believe this Louisville team is up for this challenge. I think South Florida offensively, they're just, gosh, too much firepower offensively for South Florida. We're going to take South Florida here with an upset 11 over the 6. And I know it seems like a very trendy pick here, but it's just one that, look, when you're looking at Louisville, it just makes sense. This team is really, really strong. So we're going with South Florida there for the upset. Michigan State over North Dakota State. Not taking too much time on that one. Look, UCLA has been playing very well recently. UCF, nice win they had against Cincinnati. A tournament that blown out by Arizona. UCLA is just playing too good at basketball, so we're going to go UCLA there. And then UConn to round out the East. Heading over to the West, Arizona over Long Island. Villanova, Utah State. Very interesting one here. Utah State, the better team, consistent. Wisconsin, High Point. Look, High Point is a fun team to watch. Pace, high-powered offense, puts up a lot of shots. But Wisconsin, we're going with here. Arkansas, Hawaii. Look, I trust Darius Acuff. I'm a big believer in that guy. Just watching him all year. Incredible player. We're going with Darius Acuff in Arkansas here. BYU, Texas. Dybonsa, he gets out of the first round. Texas did not look that good against NC State. We're going BYU here. Gonzaga, Kennesaw State. Sorry, Kennesaw State. Look, you had some went through some stuff this season, but we're going Gonzaga. Miami and Missouri. This one, I was very close to picking Miami. This game is really more of a home game for Missouri, so we're going Missouri for this one. And then Purdue over there against Queens. Into the South region. Let's get to the South. Florida, doesn't matter who plays tonight. We're taking Florida over Prairie View Lehigh. Clemson and Iowa. I'm not a big believer in Iowa this year. We're going with Clemson here. Vanderbilt, McNeese. Look, I love McNeese, man. That's such a great and a fun team. What Vanderbilt has been doing, again, still quietly going unnoticed. I'm in on this Vanderbilt team. Vanderbilt over McNeese. And then Nebraska over Troy. I was very close to going with Troy. Very, very close. Nebraska just defensively is going to be too much for Troy. Troy's solid, but Nebraska, I think, just is going to suffocate Troy there. So we're going Nebraska. Number 6 here, North Carolina. Number 11, VCU. No Caleb Wilson, so we're passing on North Carolina. VCU is strong school out of the A-10, very good defensively. We're going VCU there. I love Penn. Talked about them again all season. This is a fun team. They shoot threes. Great coach, but Illinois is going to pull it off here. St. Mary's, A&M. Not thinking too much about this one. A&M too inconsistent. Bottom there, Houston over Idaho. Looking at the Midwest region, Michigan gets it done over Howard. Georgia, St. Louis. Look, Georgia's been very inconsistent. Can win, plays some incredible games, and then has some duds as well. I think St. Louis, Robbie Avila, just ready for the task. Let's go St. Louis there. Texas Tech and Akron. I've been saying ever since JT Toppin went out, do not buy in on Texas Tech. Akron is going to shoot the ball way too good. Texas Tech is going to struggle here. Give me Akron with the upset. Alabama. I know everyone's talked about Alabama, all the stuff going on with them. I mean, it's all over with Alabama, kind of what's going on. But yeah, we're not going to worry about that too much. We're just going to go ahead and go Alabama here for this one. Tennessee plays a winner, Miami, Ohio, SMU tonight. Look, I like SMU. Boopy Miller, incredible player. He would be so much fun to watch in this tournament. SMU just cannot do much against a solid defense. Tennessee defensively is going to be too much if SMU moves on, especially even against Miami of Ohio. So Tennessee moves on there. Virginia, Wright State. I've liked Wright State. They were a fun team to watch. Just Virginia is going to be too much there for them also defensively. Kentucky, Santa Clara. Look, I'm all about Santa Clara again all season. We've been on them quite a few throughout the season. Kentucky, too many inconsistencies. Give me Santa Clara here for this one. And then last, Iowa State over Tennessee State. Back up into the East. Duke, Ohio State. This game, I believe, is going to be a lot closer than what people may think. So we're going to go Duke. Ohio State, though, will play a very fun game against this one. St. John's, Cal Baptist. St. John's is going to be much better defensively than Kansas can be able to slow Cal Baptist. So we're going to go St. John's there. Guard play, free throw shooting, all that's going to be too good. South Florida, Michigan State. Yeah, you don't bet against Izzo in March. So we're going Michigan State there. South Florida, nice upset against Louisville. Too much. UCLA, UConn. Look, I am torn on this one here because of UConn, how they looked the last game in the Big East tournament. Again, we're not going to let recency bias determine what we go and do here. UConn overall, we're going UConn against UCLA. On the west side, Arizona, Utah State. Arizona is just too solid of a school, so we're going to Arizona here. Wisconsin, Arkansas. Look, I know Wisconsin can pull off some great wins. I just think Darius Acuff is too much, and he'll be able to take over this game. So we're going Arkansas. Gonzaga, BYU. Look, Gonzaga, if it gets to this point, they're without Braden Huff the first two rounds, round of 64, round of 32. That may not be a big deal if they play BYU or Texas, but moving on to the next round, it will be. We're going to go Gonzaga here for this one in hopes that Braden Huff, when he gets back, has a nice game here against the next matchup, which is going to be, as much as I love Missouri, it's going to be Purdue here. So far, boring bracket. I know. We have upsets in the round of 64, not much in the round of 32, but that's just kind of the way it is. Down to the south, Florida, Clemson here. Florida, they're just going to be way too much for Clemson. Vanderbilt and Nebraska. We're going Vanderbilt here for a rematch against Florida from the SEC tournament. VCU, Illinois. VCU, very solid school, very good defensively, can shoot the ball. Illinois is going to have some issues here. I'm going VCU with this upset. St. Mary's, Houston. I just think Houston, this is pretty much a home game for them, these two games. So we're going Houston here against St. Mary's. Over to the Midwest. Michigan, St. Louis. I would love to take St. Louis if they weren't matched up against Michigan. Maybe if they were against Florida, but no, against Michigan. Michigan's too good. We're going Michigan there. Akron, Alabama. As much as the talk is about Alabama and all that going on, it feels like it may be an issue, maybe not. We're hoping this first round matchup, Alabama looks kind of sloppy. If so, then we're going Akron here. Again, I think Akron is just going to be too good of a team and not getting enough credit. Tennessee, Virginia. Virginia here is going to be way too much for Tennessee defensively. Virginia, overall better team. We're going there. And then, fortunately, I love Santa Clara. Iowa State is just, again, on another level. So we're going Iowa State. So, again, not a lot of upsets really right now, maybe as we get a little bit further. So Duke St. John's, this one, I know a lot of people have St. John's going on, and I do too. I think the absence of the two Duke players is really going to come into play and be a factor. I think St. John's is going to pull it off here. I would love to see UConn and St. John's rematch, but I'm going Michigan State. I think, again, Tom Izzo, once it's tournament time, he gets something. It's just a completely different gear that he gets his team playing. So we're going Michigan State there to move on and take on St. John's. Next one, Arizona, Arkansas. Arizona is just too good of a team there. We're going Arizona. Arkansas, love it. Darius Acuff, the journey ends here. The magic, it's over. Arizona wins. And Purdue, man, they play very well. That last game beating Michigan. Braden Huff is back. If he's back, we're going Gonzaga. I think he'll be back. We're going Gonzaga here over Purdue. Down to the south, Florida, Vanderbilt. That game, the last game where Florida and Vanderbilt played each other, that was just kind of a one-off for Florida. We're going Florida in a win here in that rematch. And then Houston handled business against VCU. Over here in the Midwest, Michigan, too much for Akron there. Unfortunately, Iowa State is just going to be too much for Virginia. So not the greatest 1-2, 1-2, a 5-3, and a 1-3. I know it's not fun to pick these, but it's just a lot of tough matchups. It's so top-heavy this year. Any of these teams can realistically win the tournament. Go to St. John's, Michigan State. Again, Bertino, Tom Izzo, we're going to love this matchup. Cohen Carr, Jeremy Fears. I just feel like these guys are going to get it together. Michigan State moves on to the Final Four. Arizona, Gonzaga. Look, I love this Gonzaga team. Arizona, just too many solid players. can win a fast-paced, high-scoring game, can win a slow tempo, low-scoring game. Arizona is going to move on here. Revenge game, Florida and Houston. Yeah, I got to believe in here. They're on a mission this year, especially they match up against Florida. We're going Houston for this one. And then another team out of the Big Ten moves on. That's Michigan. Overall, just a much better school here. So we've got our Final Four: Michigan State, Houston, Arizona, Michigan. So a 3 seed, a 2 seed, and 2 number 1 seeds. Again, not the most amazing, most fun bracket, but these teams are catching fire at the right time. Arizona and Michigan just play very well. Houston having the luck of being in Houston the first parts of the tournament. Michigan State, I just feel like, again, Tom Izzo gets it together in March. To the championship game, we're going Houston here over Michigan State, and then Arizona over Michigan. Houston, Arizona meet again in the championship game, and we're going Houston there to win it all. Kelvin Sampson finally takes his team, and Houston wins their much-needed tournament champion there. Total points for this one, we're going something about a 146, looking at about a 74-72 type of game. So that's where we're at. Final Four: Arizona, Michigan, Michigan State, Houston. It's good, good mix of 1s, 2, and a 3 in there. I really wish a 4 seed could have gone further, but I don't think Arkansas is going to be able to do it against Arizona. Kansas, again, I don't even know if they make it out of the first round. And then down here, Alabama with those struggles going on, and Nebraska, I just think there's not enough for that team that can do much. So here's where we are. Michigan State, Houston, Arizona, Michigan. U of H goes on to win and beat Arizona. Bracket is submitted. That's where we are. Houston to win the national championship. Looking at Kalshi, if you want to find one, let's see what we've got for futures. It looks like Houston right now picking them to win. Just kind of put it's about a 1 plus 1,200 odds, just about plus 1,200 for Houston to win. I love those odds. Plus 1,200, quarter unit there. If we end up going a quarter unit, 25 to win 335 plus 3 units, that's awesome. So that's one we may give out in the morning. Not going to give it out yet because, again, we've got other stuff going on for tonight. We're not going to get much into the NIT tournament. I just wanted to go through a full bracket breakdown here for college basketball. That's what we're doing today. We are giving out a free play that is going to be Rockets minus 1.5, part of our NBA betting strategy. So look at what odds we're getting again on ProfitX. Use code Paul Rami there and get you an extra 20% on $100 purchase there. So let's see what we've got tonight. Houston minus 1.5, minus 105. So today is the 18th. Houston minus 1.5, minus 105. Go visit sportbetextra.com. I may actually have a couple plays tonight. I didn't want to talk too much about them, but we've got some that we do like for tonight's game. Sportbetextra.com. Go get you a free 7-day trial. 7 days, 1 month, 3 months. Sign up. I'm not charging $50 a month. I'm sure some of you have seen some other cappers. It's crazy. It's just I believe it's $25 a month, something like that. Get you a package. I think the 3 months is $50 for 3 months, something around there. So go to sportbetextra.com. Plays will be posted here shortly for tonight. For again, NBA Rockets minus 1.5, minus 105. Good luck tonight. Hopefully see you guys tomorrow while the tournament is going on. We should have a show. Casey will be joining us for some soccer picks as well. I will see you guys tomorrow.